Derby County are one of a number of EFL Championship clubs who have held talks with former West Bromwich Albion midfielder John Swift over a move in the summer transfer window. Now, John Swift is set to become a free agent on the 1st of July, and he could find himself looking for another club. Now, John Swift is a very, very good Championship player, and one, in my opinion, who could have a massive impact on a lot of teams in this division. Now, Derby County need the sort of player that John Swift is. A player that can be a link between defence and attack. A player that can get the likes of Carlton Morris involved, and I believe John Swift could be an excellent addition for Derby County. Now, John Eustace knows exactly what we need. He knows exactly what players we need in that midfield area, and with it looking like Liam Thompson may potentially move on, John Swift would definitely be an upgrade. Now, we aren't the only ones interested. The other team is Stoke, and talks have been held between them and John Swift as well. But who will get the final deal? Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. It is being reported by Birmingham World that Stoke City and Derby County have held talks with the departing West Bromwich Albion star in that of John Swift. Now, John Swift is obviously a very, very good player. We spoke about him back in January. We spoke about him earlier in this window as well, about the potential for Derby County to get this deal done. And I think it's definitely one which needs to be discussed again after this latest report. Now, over the course of the last season, he's probably not played as much as he probably wanted to for that of West Bromwich Albion. I believe it's only about 40% of the time he started, played about 40% of the minutes, which obviously isn't that great for a player, in my opinion, who is as good as John Swift. Now, his contract does expire over the course of the next few days, which will see him become a free agent, which makes this deal a lot easier for Derby County to get done. Now, obviously, a lot of people are going to be discussing the age of some of the players we're bringing in. Carlton Morris, 29, John Swift, 30 if he's to make the move, Andreas Weimann 34, Danny Bath 34, 35. So I know a lot of people are going to be discussing that, but I think the important factor is when looking at these experienced players is looking at the quality they bring and how they could develop some of those younger players at the club. Now, obviously, if we look at his season last year, it's 37 games, 3 goals, 1 assist and 4 yellow cards, 1,804 minutes across the course of the season, playing across a range of different positions, from that number 10 role to a little bit deeper in more of a box-to-box type position, and also playing as sort of that deep line playmaker as well, in just in front of the back four. Now, a big thing when it comes to looking at Derby County next season is if you look at the players we've got available at the moment in that sort of central midfield area, you've got Ben Osborne, you've got Kenzo Halbmine, you've got Ebu Adams. Now, in my opinion, what Derby County are missing there is a box-to-box talent with real technical ability. Now, I'm not saying that John Swift is going to be that box-to-box talent, but he certainly has that technical ability which can drive Derby County forward, in my opinion. And I think that's something that Harrison Armstrong showed in the second half of the year that we sort of miss in that sort of build-up phase. It's that extra bit of technique, that extra bit of brilliance that can sort of take you from your box to the opposition box in 1 pass or 2 passes. And I think if you look at some of the flicks and some of the technique that Harrison Armstrong was using, the likes of Ebu Adams just doesn't quite have that. And obviously, if you want that sort of deeper sitting midfielder, I don't think Kenzo's your guy for that either. Do I think John Swift is that deeper midfielder? In my opinion, he should be ahead of someone, but certainly a big part of the build-up phase. And for me, what's going to be really, really important for Derby County is making sure that if we do bring in a John Swift, that we also pair that with bringing in a couple of young midfielders as well, whether that be loan signings or even permanent ones as well. Obviously, we know that John Eustace made it clear in the fans forum that they have identified 3 or 4 young players that they are wanting to bring to the club. We spoke about Arkell Jude Boyd, Patrick Agimang from America as well. So there is some opportunities coming up for Derby County this summer. But for me, what do I think about the John Swift deal? Now, obviously, he's probably got 3 or 4 years left in his career, and will all of those be in the Championship? Probably not. Now, if it was me, 2-year deal for John Swift, option of an extra, see what's going to happen, valued at €2.5 million based on his performances across the course of the last few years at West Brom. And I think he's a very, very good player. I think there's a lot of quality there. And I think if you go back to my video based on the article back in January, which came out from John Percy in relation to that of the likes of John Swift, Carlon Grant, there was a Spanish player which turned us down as well. I spoke about how getting in a player like John Swift could have completely revolutionised our season and completely changed things. Like, Paul Warne may still be here. Now, I do doubt that, in complete honesty, but you have those sort of situations where players can change results overnight. And I think when you've got the right sort of players in there and you start playing a decent brand of football, you can ultimately find that extra edge. And I think if you've got someone like John Swift creating chances for Colton Morris, Andreas Weimann, Corey Blackett-Taylor, I do believe Blackett-Taylor will have a good season. And I think we could be in a really, really good position. Now, there is going to be doubts over John Swift. Of course there is. There's going to be doubts over all of the sort of aging players that we potentially bring in. But for me, I think John Swift would be an excellent signing for the club. He's only just turned 30 7 or 8 days ago, which is obviously is still sort of in those prime years. What is it, 26 to 30, 31? I still think he's got a lot to give, and if you watched him at West Brom last year, I still think there's a lot of quality there. But it's one of those for me where it definitely is a bit of a risky one. Obviously, with the age, you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, Derby County have brought in players of a similar age group over the course of the last few transfer windows, and some have worked, some haven't. But we're obviously going to have to wait and see with this one. Now, I'm really excited about the potential of John Swift joining Derby County. I'm really excited about the other potential moves which could be going on as well. We're still obviously waiting for confirmation of Andreas Weimann, of Danny Bath. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about Tyrese Dolan over the course of the last 24 hours. But at the moment, nothing from anyone reputable. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that one. Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. It's going to be a very, very interesting few weeks for Derby County. Obviously, just about to turn into July, and there's a lot of work still to do at the club. But you can let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.